great three-city, eight-game road trip for the Athletics. The Green and Gold went 6-2 and frustrated their opponents as all three were in playoff contention as the 2009 season winds down. Tonight, they return home to the Coliseum and look to continue their winning ways as they give the East Bay faithful some hope for 2010. First up, the Cleveland Indians stop by for 4, making their first appearance in Oakland since April of 2008. It's the A's and the Indians on Comcast Sportsnet, California. It is a beautiful, warm night at the Coliseum. The A's are back home, and the Cleveland Indians are in town. When was the last time we saw them here in Oakland? It's been a while. Rajay Davis and the A's coming off a terrific road trip, and they will try to stay hot here at home. It's the first of a 4-game series. The Cleveland Indians and the Oakland A's coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Indeed, we are glad to be back home, but the A's played pretty good on the road, winning 6 of the 8 games played on the trip. And Ray, the final series in Texas, boy, the A's just completely dominated the Rangers and really probably knocked the Rangers out of the postseason. You know,
I don't think you'll ever see again what the A's did in the 3 games against the Rangers. They beat them all 3, of course, outscored them 19-1. The batting average 309. 6.1 runs per ball game, on and on. The doubles, the stolen bases, outstanding pitching. Just 3 outstanding games against the Texas Rangers. And there's no doubt when you go into Texas, probably 27 hardest out to get. But it seemed the A's got them so easily in the 3-game sweep of the Texas Rangers. So we got to see it for the first time. It may be a long time since we see it again, but it really was fun watching the A's dominate the Rangers for the 3 games.
We got a special telecast tonight here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Ask Glenn and Ray, where you can email us your questions. We're going to have a little fun tonight, Ray, and we'll talk baseball. We'll talk about the A's. We'll talk about
food.
Any other teams. Food. We'll talk about a lot. So just go to ComcastSportsnet.com and you can submit your questions. So it'll be fun.
We look forward to that. It'd be interesting to see what kind of questions come up. If it's anything like in our Open, it should be a fun night.
That's right, and we will read them in between innings, and if we don't like them, well, then we'll have to make a decision on whether we want to answer them or not. But so, indeed, go to ComcastSportsnet.com and send us your questions through email, and we will look forward to hearing from you, and we'll do our best to answer all of the questions. We got baseball as well. Mark Ellis and the A's against Shin-Soo Choo and the Indians. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum. Point is brought to you by Comcast HD, with more HD than anyone, period. And just like that, we are underway.
First pitch, 7:05.
Right.
7:05.
So Clayton Mortensen, first pitch to Michael Brantley is a strike. So the homestand is underway. A 4-game set with the Cleveland Indians and then 4 with the Texas Rangers. And it's a quick 0-2 to Michael Brantley. You gotta be ready to go. Gotta be ready.
Mickey Brantley, huh? Son?
Yep.
His son, Michael, Mickey. So he's doing well.
And on 3 pitches, Mortensen strikes out Brantley. And that's how this ball game gets started. Let's look at the rest of the Indians lineup. It's brought to you by McDonald's. You saw Michael Brantley. Jamie Carroll will bat second and play second. Shin-Soo Choo is the right fielder. Johnny Peralta at third. Travis after the DH. Matt Laporta at first. Luis Valbuena is the shortstop. Lou Marson, the catcher. Trevor Crow in left field. So some new names in the Indians lineup. We'll talk about all the changes made by the Indians in the last couple months.
Hard to believe the A's have only played the Indians one time. That was in the 4th of July weekend. And that was in Cleveland. And these 3 games, and that's it.
Yep.
Tried last year in April of 2008. A's played them early and often, and that was it. So Eric Wedge in his 7th season, he hopes he gets the 8th, and we hope he does. He's a good guy, good manager, good staff. Fortunately, sometimes when you lose, it doesn't work. Hey, we've got 2 more umpires back here, huh?
Yeah. It's a 6-man crew tonight.
Joe Farrell and Tim Williams. They're from Toronto, and they travel around. Got their indicator. I love it. And boy, they're in a perfect sight, huh?
We got a lot going on tonight. We got umpires behind the screen. We got Ask Glenn and Ray. There are the real guys: Davis, Buckner, Everett, Campos, Jerry Davis, the crew chief, and calling balls and strikes. Jamie Carroll on the ground to Ellis, and that's 2 outs. Let's take a look at the A's defensively.
Batting third, right fielder
Ryan Sweeney is in left field tonight. Rajay Davis in center and Jack Custin right. Kennedy, Pennington, Ellis, Barton on the infield. Kurt Suzuki is the catcher, and Clayton Mortensen making his 4th start for the A's this year.
That ERA at 6.88 because he gave up 8 runs to the Royals in his first start, but in his last 2 he's been outstanding. First major league win came against the Twins in his last start. Gave up a leadoff home run, settled down, 12 ground ball outs. Picked up the win.
He went 6 innings in that start, and the start before that, 7 innings against the Mariners. Faces Shin-Soo Choo. So that is the start last Friday night in Minnesota. 2-1 to Choo. Pretty good year for Choo. 16 homers, 78 runs batted in, and a 3.01 average.
With his outstanding infield and the ground ball pitcher, if you can get 12 ground ball outs, Mortensen in Minneapolis on the artificial surface and pick up a win, 12 of the 18 outs recorded on the ground. He could definitely do it on the grass field.
Fouled up over top of the A's dugout. So full count to Shin-Soo Choo. Some highlights from that start in Minneapolis.
Might have been the last time, of course. Like, what if Justin Morneau hurt himself on that play because he's out with a stress fracture in his lower back?
Grounded to first, hit hard, but Barton has it, and Clayton Mortensen has a 3-up, 3-down, top of the first inning. Justin Masterson set to take the mound for the Indians. No score. Daly, very nice warm night, 73 degrees. And it is indeed good to be back home. It's supposed to be a very warm weekend in the Bay Area.
It's 73 at game time. You know what it's going to be like the weekend.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night, too, probably. Is that Frank Paul question?
Yeah. Kennedy goes after the first pitch and rips one to right field, and it's off the wall. So Adam Kennedy does not wait around, and he has a lead-off double. Here's the A's lineup tonight, brought to you by McDonald's. You saw Kennedy, then it's Davis, Sweeney, Suzuki. Landon Powell will DH tonight. Cust is in right. Ellis, Barton, and Pennington. Defensively, for the Indians, Trevor Crow, Michael Brantley, Shin-Soo Choo in the outfield. Peralta, Valbuena, Carroll, Laporta on the infield. Lou Marson is the catcher.
The M&M battery tonight. Marson and Masterson.
Big Justin Masterson.
Fastball, change up, and then throw a slider, slurve. But he was out of the bullpen for the Boston Red Sox. Traded to the Indians and now in the rotation.
That was the Victor Martinez trade. We have seen Masterson out of that bullpen. He's 6'6", 250 pounds, and he's 24 years old. Bounced over the mound to short. Valbuena fires to first in time. Kennedy goes to third.
Masterson, 14th start of his 40th appearance in tonight's game. Of course, part of the Martinez trade, as we mentioned. 4-7 record. Good fastball as he will go in the mid-90s. Arm slot creates quite a bit of sinking action on his fastball. And as a result, with the runner at third and one out, the infield's playing in, looking for the ground ball.
Masterson was the second-round pick of the Red Sox in 2006, and he was in the big leagues in 2008. Infield in the first inning for the Indians, and the pitch is just a bit low, 2-0.
See all the movement on the fastball, and you really have to force him to get the ball up or try to get underneath the sinking fastball. I don't know if he can throw the ball straight.
Slowly hit to first, and Laporta looks to home. Didn't have a play there. Kennedy scores, and Ryan Sweeney has an RBI groundout, and the A's take a 1-0 lead.
Well, it's so important for the runner at third, and Adam Kennedy, one of the best base runners in the league, and to get the start down the line and end up on your front foot, walking down the line, and then be able to take off as soon as contact is made. Slow hit ball. If he does not get a good jump, he does not score. But there's a technique. Watch him come down and kind of had his momentum going towards the plate. And once the ball is hit on the ground, that's when you see the runner take off. And you see a play like that, and there's no play at the plate, you know the execution was perfect.
So the A's get a run off Masterson here in the first. Born in Jamaica. How about that?
Yaman.
Kingston, Jamaica. March 22nd, 1985.
Chili Davis, Devon White. Who is the other one? Masterson with 4. Should Dallaire show us the list again? Right, Dallaire? Rolando Runes. All right.
It seemed like Masterson pitched in every postseason game last year, and he almost did. Pitched in 5 games in the League Championship Series and 4 games in the Division Series for the Red Sox. And I remember watching those games, and indeed felt like he came in every game, and he almost did. But certainly watching him pitch last year and a little bit this year, you can see why the Indians said, we want him as part of the Victor Martinez trade.
Well, Victor's done a very good job for the Red Sox. Great offensive catcher, and of course getting a chance because Jason Veritek has been struggling a bit.
It was not just Masterson that the Indians got. Indians actually got 3 pitchers for Victor Martinez. Nick Hagedorn, a lefty, Brian Price, a right-hander. Right at the trade deadline. Swing and a miss by Suzuki, and that'll do it. But the A's get a run in the first. Kennedy doubles and then scores, and it's 1-0 after 1. Glenn and Ray night. Visit the A's page at csncalifornia.com. That's csncalifornia.com, and get your questions answered live on the air during tonight's game. We've already got emails pouring in. We'll get to a couple questions in this inning. Again, that's csncalifornia.com, and then go to the A's page, and you'll find Ask Glenn and Ray. Johnny Peralta leading things off here in the second inning. McKenna from Benicia wants to know who chooses the Rookie of the Year and Cy Young Award recipients, right?
Baseball Writers Association, of which there are a number of writers, and my understanding is that certain writers vote on certain awards. You might particular, let's say Susan Slusher, who's with the Chronicle. I know she votes, and let's say this year she might have the MVP and Cy Young Award, but doesn't have the Rookie of the Year. So it varies as far as
year to year.
Year to year, okay. Writers. At least that is my. At least that's what I had heard in talking to the various writers, that they might have certain awards that they vote for.
That's Susan Slusser from the Chronicle, A's beat writer. That's a fair ball. Kennedy near the bag. Throws wide, but Barton has it. Peralta's out, 1 out. So basically, they may say, okay, this year you're voting for this award and this award, but not this one. Well, we hope who's ever voting for the Rookie of the Year award does the right thing and votes for Andrew Bailey.
Now, in Texas, when the A's are in Arlington, yesterday they were voting on the Players' Choice Awards. And that's different, where the players vote for various awards amongst themselves, the peer group that they're voting for. And they also they were voting on this road trip, I think in Chicago, and another one where they were voting on Comeback Player of the Year, different ones among where the players themselves vote, and then of course the Baseball Writers Association, they do the major, if you will, as far as the major awards. And those have to be voted on by the last day of the season. No postseason. You don't vote after the postseason is over. It's all done by October the 4th. So regardless of what a player does in postseason, has no bearing on the award for the regular season.
And we've talked to riders right at the end of the season, even up until the last couple days of the season, and if it's a close race, they're still deciding on who they're going to vote for.
Yeah.
And they take that very, very seriously, obviously. The riders know it's important.
Well, we have seen in Jason Giambi in particular, Miguel Tejada, the great months of September, helping the club get into postseason. That has a big bearing on taking your club into October and playing in postseason and what you do in the month of September. And those two guys did tremendously in the years they won the MVP.
Full count to Travis Hafner.
Another award, which is to me one of the best awards, defensive, would be the Gold Glove Award, and that's voted on by the manager and coaches of both leagues.
Hafner checks his swing, and it's a one-out walk. Well, Andrea in Fair Oaks wants to know, hey, what's the story behind the picture of Ray wearing the sombrero?
Number 7.
No comprende.
There it is. It's hanging in our booth. Somebody brought it in and gave it to us, and it's one of our favorite pictures.
Well, it's in Mesa, Arizona. It's spring training of either probably 74, 75, definitely not 73 because I was traded to Oakland with about 10 days to go. So it must have been one of those dog days of spring training. Somebody threw me a sombrero, and I was not in the on-deck circle getting ready to go hit in the game. It had to be during BP. I have no clue.
I like it.
That long ago, but unfortunately, somebody took a picture, and we're seeing it this
Too much this year?
Yeah, right. Hasn't left the booth, has it?
No, it's taping. It's going to stay there, too. Matt Laporta. Heard his name quite a bit in the last year. He was one of the main players that the Indians acquired for CC Sabathia. Very hot prospect.
You look at the players that the Indians have traded. Back-to-back Cy Young Award winners in CC Sabathia in 07 and Cliff Lee last year. And those are the players acquired from the Brewers for CC Sabathia. Laporta, of course, the main prospect for the Brewers, now with the Tribe. And he's expected to be at first base because their outfield is pretty much set. Grady Sizemore, season-ending surgeries at 2. And so he's out for the year, but he'll be back in center field next year.
There's Michael Brantley, who has a pretty good chance of maybe being in left field next year. Sizemore in center, Chu in right. So a couple of looking young hitters coming over in the CC Sabathia trade last year. 3-1. Well, you just look at the names this year. You mentioned Sabathia and Lima, Victor Martinez, and then you almost forget about Mark DeRosa, Ryan Garco, Ben Francisco. That's low. Laporta with the walk. How about Rafael Betancourt, Carl Pavano? All those guys were traded. So it has been indeed a season of change. The record at 61-84, but it's just not nearly the same Indians team, and they had high hopes coming into this year.
Well, the amazing thing about Grady Sizemore and Johnny Peralta, of course, he's been there, still there. But Grady Sizemore, from spring training, he had the injuries that he ultimately, this month, had surgeries on the wrist and the abdominal surgery, and will be after the rest of the season to get ready to go for spring training. But for him to play all season with those injuries, that says a lot about Grady Sizemore, and not surprising because he wants to play every day and he was willing to play through injuries.
Here's Luis Valbuena, 2 on and 1 out. Valbuena, the shortstop. It was just 2 years ago that the Indians were 1 win away from the World Series. They led the Red Sox 3 games to 1.
And from winning the World Series, because once they had gotten through the league championship, Rockies were swept by the Red Sox.
Yep.
The Rockies had their week off and never regrouped. But that's how sad, because who knows what would have happened had the Indians won the World Series then. Riding high against the Red Sox for 4 games.
They won 96 games in 2007, but then last year 81-81. And this year, 61 and 84. So it has been a quick decline. That's low to Valbuena.
3 of the first 4 outs for Mortensen were ground ball outs. And then a walk, and a 2-1 count to Valbuena. Sinker is good, but you have to get the hitters to swing at it. Otherwise, you have to elevate the 2-seam fastball, throw it in the strike zone.
And now 3-1. So Mortensen getting himself in big trouble here. A 1-out walk to Hafner, and then he walked Laporta. Down around the knees, a strike. You see the sinker from
just natural.
Mortensen. Yeah,
it's just a natural sinker. It's unbelievable, the movement on the ball.
We know that's a strike. See our new addition, left side. Pitch effects.
And only show it when it's a strike.
Of course. Gives us a good idea of the pitch location and whether it did catch the strike zone.
Upper extremities.
Pitch effects by Sport Vision.
That's nice. That's it's not as good as Tommy Cam though.
Well, what is?
Oh, there it is. There's Tommy Cam straight on. So look out, Jerry Davis.
Umpires do not have a chance tonight.
That's right.
3-2. The runner's not going. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Let's check the umpires behind
there they are.
in diamond level. There's a swing and a miss. There's the call by Jerry Davis, and I like to call these two guys. It's beautiful. Moti in the suite services were telling me that, gave me their names, and he said they did a doubleheader yesterday. They were in L.A. and San Francisco.
Really?
I guess the Dodgers played the afternoon. They came up to San Francisco and here tonight.
That's a good effort.
That's a great effort.
That is a very good effort.
I like that call. That's the mask on and everything.
That's like the batting stance guy.
Yeah.
Who's from Walnut Creek. Knows all the batting stances of the players. Lou Marson, the catcher, is the hitter. Hafner and Laporta are the runners. Lots of pitches for Mortensen, but yet to be scored upon. Bounced in the hole. Pennington is going to just hold on to it. He was trying to go to second. Probably did the right thing and held on to it, as Laporta looked like he was going to beat the throw anyways. So Marson will have an infield hit. Bases are loaded for 2 outs.
Well, once Kennedy could not get the ball, he retreated back to third in the event. Pennington wanted to think about trying to get Hafner, which not a bad idea, although Travis Hafner got a pretty good jump, had a big lead off second. But that was a smart play by Kennedy in the event there was going to be a play at third.
So here's Trevor Crow. Trevor Crow, young outfielder. He's a switch hitter. Another youngster getting a chance to play. Trevor Crow was the first-round pick of the Cleveland Indians in 2005. He was the 14th overall pick in the draft.
Clayton Mortensen going out of the windup with the bases loaded. No threat of Travis Hafner doing anything from third. So if you feel better pitching out of the windup, do it. So far, he is doing a good job getting ahead 1-2, something he has not done the last 3 batters, making the last 4. After a 3 pitch out to Peralta and a ground ball, but a lot of pitches to the next 4 batters.
Hafner, Laporta, Marson are the runners. 1-2 to Trevor Crow. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the Indians leave him loaded, and Mortensen gets a couple of strikeouts in the top of the 2nd.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Pepsi.
Bull market looks bear market prices. Supercuts every time. Bottom of the 2nd inning, the A's with a 1-0 lead over the Indians. Landon Powell will lead it off. Powell DHing tonight. Powell, Cust, and Ellis. Victor in Citrus Heights has a question. Hey guys, do you think we will be seeing Brett Wallace and Chris Carter at the start of next season starting in Oakland? It's the 2 big hitting prospects for the A's. Brett Wallace, left-handed hitter. Chris Carter, right-handed hitter. They're both in Sacramento right now.
Well, you can only look at this season when, if we said this time last year, would we see Andrew Bailey in spring training, coming off of a disappointing season as a starter for Midland, Double-A, then converting to the bullpen, invited to spring training, and all of a sudden he's a closer with 24 saves. So you look at that and say, you never know. I mean, if they come to spring training, as I'm sure they will, they're not on the 40-man roster, but you get a spring training invite, and if they play well enough, they could be with the club. That slider, a very hard slider down and in to Landon Powell, and no contact, so back-to-back strikeouts by Masterson.
So Jack Cust will hit.
This young man, we might mention, Vin Mazzaro, has been shut down for the year. In case folks have not heard, but tendonitis is right shoulder. The club decided that he will not pitch anymore this season. And not a bad idea. He's shown that he could pitch at this level, and no reason to try to push pitching when it's really not necessary. Between his minor league and his major league innings and games pitched, as the old saying goes, he got his feet wet. Should be ready to go next spring.
1-1 to Jack Cust. Going to get you updated on the River Cats as well in their Pacific Coast League Championship Series against Memphis. Memphis won last night, so Memphis has a 2-0 lead on Sacramento, and it is just a best-of-5 series. An off day today, so game 3 will be tomorrow night in Sacramento. So what the River Cats need from Brett Wallace and Chris Carter is a big weekend. So they will have to come back from a 2-0 deficit.
Yeah, might as well
keep you updated on that this weekend.
Win the 3-game weekend series, and back home, I'm sure Raleigh Field will be
jumping
with sellout crowds.
So that was the score. The score last night was Memphis 3 and Sacramento 2. Kristen Orphea knocking in both the runs for the River Cats. So.
Batting position, second baseman, number 14.
So Jack Cust is aboard with the walk. Mayra from Richmond has a question. Hey guys, do teams travel with their own sunflower seeds and gum, or do the home teams provide it for them? That's a good question. Bunted by Mark Ellis, and it's going to roll foul. Ray?
Well, that's something, a couple of items that Steve Vucinich does not have to pack in his trunks when he travels, because I would think that, well, there it shows it right there. Guess who provides the sunflower seeds?
Home team.
Yep, and gum as well. So sunflower seed, that is, I think, Major League sponsor, David Sunflower Seeds. So I don't think they would be prominently displayed in the dugout if they were not. And I think you'll also see some tubs of gum, bubble gum, sugarless, etc. That I've seen some of them in the back on the hooks in the back of the dugout. That is used. There it is. Just what we double bubble. And that is provided by the respective companies as sponsors. And so all clubhouses throughout baseball will have their supply. Booz has to pack enough. All those trunks that he packs for the various assortment equipment of uniforms and sweatshirts, cold weather gear, etc. You never know.
Mark Ellis takes a strike on the outside corner, and that's the third strikeout for Justin Masterson. 2 outs here in the second.
That's a dangerous fastball. Look when this ball starts outside. Look how much it comes back. It's like a left-hander throwing a backdoor slider. That's the movement that Masterson has. And so to be converted to a starter after the success he had in the Red Sox bullpen, I'm sure the Indians have seen a lot of positive things from him.
First pitch to Derek Barton. He's outside. Linda in Citrus Heights says, hey, Glenn and Ray, do you know what Saturday is? It's Dibs Day. Right, Linda. You won't get any argument from us.
I'll probably have to take both dibs this Saturday.
You can have mine. I'm going to take the day off.
Or they could be brought up tonight.
I see 2 right there. 1-1 to Barton.
See if they got down to the plaza level below us, they could throw them up here. I'd be happy to accept.
Two and 1 to Derek Barton with Cust at first. Remember to go to csncalifornia.com and then go to the A's page to submit your questions to Ray and myself. We'll do our best to answer as many as we can tonight during the telecast. Right on the outside corner, and there's that good sinking movement, and which Fex tells us that it did catch the outside corner.
Porter will play behind Jack Cust as he will be on the move in 3-2.
Runner goes, and Barton got a pitch on the inside corner and rips it foul.
How many innings did it take the Mariners to defeat the White Sox?
14. Ichiro just drove home the winning run in the bottom of the 14th.
Jose Lopez hit a solo home run in the 9th inning with 2 outs off of Bobby Jenks.
Left center. Trevor Crow back. near the warning track. He's got it. Side retired. A's do not score off Masterson. We're headed to the third. 1-0 Athletics.
Yep. Oh, they were ready.
It's a good night for foul balls.
It is.
And it's ready.
It's a school night too. School day tomorrow. So that's good to see the youngsters out watching baseball tonight and sharing a slurp. And then what are they drinking? A lemonade?
It's not out of the question that those two young ladies are twins either, because they sure look alike. I hope I'm not wrong there. That would make Mom and Dad mad. Michael Brantley struck out in the first inning. 3 strikeouts so far for Clayton Mortensen. He's walked a couple, given up 1 hit. All that in the first 2 innings.
And it seems like other than the slider he threw to strike out Brantley, then it's all been all fastballs.
As Ray said, Mickey Brantley, his father. So 2-2 the count. Now, Ray, we gave you the update on the River Cats. We also wanted an update on the Midland Rockhounds, which is the AA affiliate for the A's. They are in the Texas League Championship Series. Their series with Northwest Arkansas is tied at a game apiece. And they also have an off day today. That 5-game series will resume tomorrow. So good luck to the Rockhounds over the weekend. Sharks hockey has a new home, and it's right here. Comcast Sportsnet California, 75 games, the most ever on our network. 50 will be in high definition. You're going to get pregame and postgame shows from the start and finish of every game. First game, October 3rd, Sharks Ducks. Comcast Sportsnet California is the new exclusive home of the San Jose Sharks. New season, new network.
Same style of hockey, which is good. See, is that an enforcer that we just saw beating up on some?
Jew. Big, strong guy. Jamie Carroll hitting in the second spot. So the Sharks are into the preseason part of their season. October 3rd. Hockey season is a long one, boy. They start a month before the NBA does. When it's all said and done, their postseason ends right around the same time.
They fly around the country when it's cold.
They do.
That's why baseball is great.
That's a good call.
Both those teams, sports do.
That is a good call. And they're heading into Canada, too. Well, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 12:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Newly acquired forward Danny Heatley is going to be introduced as the newest San Jose Shark. Of course, they made that big trade. And this coverage will also be streamlined at csncalifornia.com. So, get your first look at Danny Heatley, newest member of the San Jose Sharks. Good breaking pitch, but missed outside.
And do they do the press conferences in high definition like they do the baseball games? And
they will at some point.
Because these games, of course, in high def, and always good to see that, especially when we're back at the Coliseum, when we know that all the games are going to be in high definition.
3-2 now to Jamie Carroll.
Enjoy seeing people around the Bay Area come up to me and say, we listened to you. We got hooked up in high definition.
They've done what you've asked them to do.
And they say thank you.
Driven to right, Cuss going back, still going back, and he makes a nice catch.
We talked about the Rangers playing shallow in their outfield, but Jack Cuss looked like he was the roving infielders. He was playing so shallow. Right behind Mark Ellis and had to break back quickly. As Carroll got into the 3-2 fastball, but Jack Cuss reaching up and robbing Carroll of extra bases by playing shallow to possibly take a hit away by playing close, but able to go back on the ball. So Jack DHing mostly, but sure, he can do some outfield play as well.
Shin-Soo Choo is the hitter. Choo grounded out to first to end the first. Just off the plate. Got a quick question for you from Jacob in Napa, Ray. Why do the A's wear black uniforms?
An alternate jersey. And they only wear it when the pitcher decides he wants to go.
So the pitcher makes the call.
Yeah, right? Usually. Whereas most clubs have an alternate jersey. The A's have their grays, of course, and their whites at home, green, but they also use a black jersey as an alternate.
Mortensen, 2-out walk to Choo. That's the third walk issued by Mortensen.
So it worked because that gentleman we showed in the stands is what Furch's one.
Number 2,
a big part of the whole deal. Andrew Brown in Sacramento. He doesn't have a question, but he says, I got a bold prediction. Is it the big right-hander, Andrew Brown?
Yeah, Andrew Brown sending a question. That boy.
Well, Andrew says his prediction, I think the A's are going to finish at 500. I don't know. They're hot. A's have won 3 in a row, and they've won 8 out of 10. Right now, they're 67 and 78.
That means they have to go 14-3.
Never know.
Look at the Rockies in 07.
Yeah.
Rockies this year. So stranger things have happened. That's something to shoot for. You never want to get to the 82 mark. The Indians are there with 84 losses. Pirates 17 consecutive losing seasons. They now have the record.
That's
all professional sports. A record that you don't want.
1-1 to Johnny Peralta. Now 1-2.
Well, a great two-seam fastball to Mortensen. That might have been a changeup, but his movement, the movement on his pitch has just been outstanding. It was the changeup.
Peralta grounded out to third in the second inning. Chu takes off and doesn't matter, swing and a miss. So 4 strikeouts for Clayton Mortensen. 1-0 Pennington, Kennedy, and Davis when we come back.
At OaklandAthletics.com, or call 877-493-BALL. Is that it?
Oh,
Wow.
Mike Muldowney looking good in the Andrew Bailey t-shirt.
Let's hope we put an ROY on that shirt.
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year.
Ronnie Friesen. Ronnie's big, man. He looks like he could play for the Raiders. That's a double XL muscle bound, huh? I was walking into a dark alley. I'd want Ron Friesen with me. He'd take good care of me. 3-0 to Cliff Pennington. Pennington takes a 3-0 strike. Pennington 287 with 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in. And there's the leadoff walk.
Well, we have seen a number of pitchers on this last 3 or 4 games. Mortensen tonight, of course, and for the Rangers, McCarthy, one of them. But we're talking about the size and the lightweight. Well, Masterson, he's nothing like that. 6'6", 220. He fills it out
big time.
Yeah, he's probably got a chance to add a few more pounds and not be that negative as far as helping him. Big boy for sure.
Kennedy, right center, hit well. Chu on the run. He's not going to get it. One hops the wall. Pennington's being waved home. The relay throw goes over the cutoff guy's head, the middle infielders, and it rolls to the middle of the diamond. So Pennington scores easily, and it's an RBI double for Kennedy.
Kennedy, 2 pitches, 2 doubles. Boy, he is on it. That ball tailing away from him. But Adam Kennedy, great swing. And why not? Might be the best pitch you'll see, and no chance for Chu to get to it. Barehand off the wall. That was perfect. The throw, I don't know where he was throwing it. If it went to a cutoff man, Mike Gallego might have had to stop Pennington, but coaching by Gags at third, seeing the throw offline, and able to send Pennington with his speed and score from first. He read it all the way, and that's a great shot to be able to see that it was going to drop and run hard to Gallego at third and score. Not really a throw.
So 2-0 Athletics. Adam Kennedy, a couple doubles. He's now got 25 doubles on the year. The hot hitters for the Athletics. September batting average. Wow. There's Kennedy, Davis, Sweeney, the top three in the A's order. 1 and 2 now to Rajay Davis. Jeff Berg in Kelseyville says, do you both think that it's important the A's keep the current nucleus of players together for next season and beyond? I think they have a good core of players and will be contenders for years to come. Well, I think the
nucleus, yes. The nucleus could be described as a certain group of players, obviously, and
that group is young and they're not going anywhere.
Well, here's a very important play. Pennington is coming around to score. Does he stand up or slide? Watch Rajay Davis, number 11. He has his hands up. That is such an important play for the on-deck hitter to be in line. Don't stand near the on-deck circle. You get in line where the runner is coming down the line to score and tell him whether to slide or stand up. The worst thing for a runner is to get to the plate and not know. And when in doubt, you slide. But it's always better to have the on-deck hitter there to tell you what to do. In this case, no throw to the plate, and he can tell Pennington to stand up. And I say that because it's not always done. It should be. But there are times that it doesn't happen, and it's costly.
Just a bit inside, 2-0.
And there was one guy that didn't slide one time. And Derek Jeter made one of the most unbelievable plays, and I don't think the on-deck hitter was there to tell Jeremy what to do. And it was costly.
And it was
very
may have cost you.
That's right. Moving
we
on.
know what it may have cost you.
Exactly.
2-0 to Sweeney. Pick off and very close. Kennedy's back. But to get back to Jeff Berg and his thoughts about the core group of players. Obviously, each year there are some changes made, but the A's have, of course, the great young pitchers. Not quite so sure that Kennedy was safe on that play.
Well, because Valbuena got his finger caught underneath the cleat of Adam Kennedy.
2-0 pitch is in.
I think that Valbuena came up showing that second base umpire. Kennedy stepped on. I think he's out. His glove.
He was looking right at it.
And the glove was between the foot and the bag, which means he's out.
Grounded foul, 2-2 to count.
But you were saying about the nucleus?
Well, the young obviously the young players are not going anywhere.
Well,
there will be a handful of changes made.
You could look at the young starting staff, the bullpen. I mean, there's a great nucleus, a very important part of the club, and pitching staff, starters and relievers. They have to figure that the majority of relievers and starters would be back because of the young status, the status of those pitchers this year.
Position players. Adam Kennedy, a free agent, so the A's will have to make a decision on him.
Rajay Davis has played himself into the picture big time last year.
Kyle Gomez in Newark has a question for Ray. I am a young pitcher. Do you have any tips?
Throw strikes.
Yeah.
And hope you're left-handed. If you're left-handed and you're breathing, you got a chance, as Sparky Anderson would say. But no, there's no doubt throwing strikes would be the #1 objective. You don't have to throw hard. And I think of the great late Catfish Hunter, and remember him talking about his control. And he was, I mean, you could just close your eyes and put your mitt up and he could hit it. And he could close his eyes and hit it as well. But I remember he said that he learned to throw strikes by throwing to his older brothers. And the only reason or only way he could play with his older brothers is if he pitched and threw strikes. Mm-hmm. And that's how he learned to become a great pitcher, a Hall of Fame pitcher. He gave up home runs, but he threw strikes. He didn't walk a lot of guys, a lot of solo home runs.
Second walk in the inning by Masterson, his third in the game.
Number 8, Kurt
I do think a young pitcher building arm strength is important.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I know Gio Gonzalez, who will pitch Saturday here. I watched him yesterday before the game, about 4 o'clock. He was down the left field line, and he was playing long toss, and it was long toss. I mean, we're talking, I don't know how far, maybe 100 yards, maybe 70 or 80 yards.
Ron Romanek, Bob, they have the cones. Those cones that they position in the outfield, they throw to the certain distances, and that's building up the arm strength by doing it. And you think about throwing a baseball long toss in the outfield, throwing it 100, 120, 130 feet, and then you get on the mound throwing 60 feet. That's where the arm strength to be able to throw the distance helps you in the shorter distance.
But if you were a young man, even 8, 9, 10 years old, well, you can make a big difference gaining arm strength if, when you play catch, just make it a long catch.
Remember an outfielder named Merv Redmond, who played for the Orioles and ended up being a very good hitting coach, but he improved his arm strength by throwing to the outfield wall by himself.
Sure.
He just kept bouncing the ball off the wall and just beat the heck out of the wall, but didn't have to worry about finding somebody to play catch.
Kurt Suzuki, left center, hit well. It is gone. 3-run homer, Kurt Suzuki. $5-0 Athletics.
Just Suzuki, 92-mile-an-hour fastball, similar pitch that struck out Mark Ellis, but not Kurt Suzuki. Ball is carrying very well, and this one didn't need much help.
Number 35.
To the right of the 388 mark, very deep over the Comcast Sportsnet California sign. And a 3-run home run by Kurt Suzuki, his second of the month. His last came on the 11th.
78 RBIs now for Kurt Suzuki to go along with his 13 home runs. So a 4 spot for the A's here in the third as Landon Powell hits.
I just happened to be talking to Jim Scaling, the A's hitting coach tonight, about Kurt Suzuki and how much he has improved and continued to catch so well, but also to hit so well in the month of September. And Jim said he's out here every day, 2 o'clock, in the cage, working with Jim Scaling, the hitting coach, working and working and working. And well, Jim has to be very pleased to see all the hard work come into play in a game like tonight, because, as he said, Kurt's been struggling a little bit, but he's been working hard, and I think tonight might get him out of it.
1-2 to Landon Powell. Powell struck out swinging in the second inning, and he strikes out swinging again. Pitch that was, but it was off the plate inside. That is strikeout number 5 for Masterson.
Right fielder, number 32.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Kurt Suzuki hit a 3-run home run against CC Sabathia in New York, the first trip the A's made, and then he hit another one tonight. The water never felt so good.
First pitch to Cust, up and in. Austin Freitas in Galt, California has a question. What do you guys think the best aspect of the A's added to the ball club this year has been? I'm not sure if that's position player or style of play, but you could probably say both. Style of play, I think the fact that the A's realized after trading Matt Holliday that maybe they weren't going to hit a lot of home runs. Maybe they need to create runs a little bit more, and they have done that.
Well, there's no doubt the aggressiveness on the base paths, the running, kind of the small ball aspect of the game has been tremendous. They probably will not have hit as many home runs. At least they don't have the guys that you figure that would be, as opposed to the players they've signed earlier in the season. But Rajay Davis has been an impact.
Adam Kennedy's made a big impact running the bases as well. But we have seen a difference in the style of play, and the A's have had a real good second half. They're 30-29. Remember, they were 12 under at the All-Star break. But you look at the steals, I mean, the batting average, I mean, that obviously stands out. Most doubles and most steals. And the third most runs scored in the American League in the second half. So a different style, and at the beginning of the year it was Holiday and Giambi and Cabrera. Those guys are all gone. Cust aboard. Mark Ellis struck out looking in the second inning. That one bounced at the plate. So 3 hits and 2 walks in the inning. Both the walks have scored. Now 3-1 to Ellis. So Masterson has been all over the place this inning. He's thrown 63 pitches now with 2 outs in the third. That's going to be a base hit to left center field. Jack Cust will stop at second base. So Mark Ellis is aboard with the base hit, and the A's will send their ninth hitter to the plate here in the third, and it's Derek Barton.
Let's see how he elevates his pitch. That's what we're talking about, a sinker ball pitcher. And Mortensen and Masterson similar in their style of pitching tonight. Mortensen has had quite a few swing and misses on the pitches down. But Mark Ellis taking a 3-1 count, and Masterson got the pitch up. And a base hit. Jensen Lewis, that name at least has been in the Tribe system.
Barton a fly ball to left field in the second inning. 33 pitches in this inning alone. 1-1 to Barton. Cust at second and Ellis at first. And a pitch outside, 2-1. Pitch Feck says,
partially.
Just maybe cut the corner. To the right side, Jamie Carroll, edge of the outfield grass. Side retired. Big inning for the A's. They score 4 times, 3 of them coming on Kurt Suzuki's 13th home run of the year. We're headed to the 4th. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. He's allowed just 1 hit through the first 3 innings. Bill Smith in Hollister has a question. Has Landon Powell played first base? We could sure use his heavy bat more often. Play a little bit of first base this year.
Played earlier. Did a good job. And, of course, when asked, can you play first? Oh, of course. Hadn't played since Little League, but I can play. Any way to get in the lineup, and Landon Powell did a good job.
Landon Powell, 7 home runs and 29 RBIs, and he's done all that, just 123 at-bats this year. But when you're the backup to Kurt Suzuki, you're not going to play a lot. Powell, a total of 6 games this year at first base. Hafner slowly hit toward Barton, and he picks it up and steps on the bag. But Powell has proved that he indeed can hit. And he's a switch hitter. This was last night in Texas. Center field.
Number 7.
So the big guy's got some power.
Definitely has. And as a backup to hit 7 home runs, it's outstanding. Because so often when you think about, there's the RBI, most RBIs first 40 games, Ben Graves at 30, Landon Powell 29. But you think about not playing regularly, your timing's off. Like remarkably, Landon Powell has been able to work hard enough to keep the timing, so when given the opportunity, he's not disappointed anybody.
0-1 to Matt Laporta. One hopper toward the shortstop, Cliff Pennington, and that's the second out. Matthew in Berkeley has a question. What is the most important quality that a player needs to possess in order to become a big league
Number 1,
catcher?
Luis Valbuena.
I'm going to let you answer that one.
Well, forget about when somebody says it's the tools of ignorance. When you put the tools of ignorance on, because you better be smart to be a catcher, because you have to call a game, and that probably was the hardest thing to learn. It takes the longest to. Eric Munson, of course, a catcher, along with Landon Powell, Kurt Suzuki, but learn how to call a game. But I think more than anything, just the work ethic, being strong, being able to handle a lot of bumps and bruises.
Barton on the backhand. Flips it overhand to Mortensen. Side retired. So 3 ground ball outs for Clayton Mortensen. Bottom of the 4th coming up. 5-0 Athletics.
Are your engines.
beautiful night at the ballpark. Nice and warm. T-shirt weather, just the way we like it.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say.
Yeah, you're right. A's with a 5-0 lead so far. Pennington walked and scored leading off the third inning. That is when the A's scored 4 times.
That one misses to a little bit inside. That's a great shot there to show how far that ball missed. So far it almost hit the back foot of Cliff Pennington.
Pennington just got a piece of it.
Yeah, a question about catcher. There's no doubt they talk about strong arms, but a quick release, the footwork. You talked to Terry Steinbach in Minnesota when he first became a catcher. Was a third baseman, converted to catcher. The footwork, when you have quick feet, that sets up everything.
Brantley in center field has it over toward left center.
Talk about increasing your arm strength. You can do that also by, so you don't need somebody to play catch with. But talking about the pitchers stretching out the arm by throwing long, that's something a catcher can do as well, because it's 90 feet to first, 90 feet to third, 120 to second base, and you know you just let it go. I mean, you throw long and you throw to the bases, it makes it shorter. So quick feet, strong arm, quick release. Intelligent? Not as intelligent as Craig Breslow. You don't have to be.
Who is? Eric Munson, good year at Sacramento. 13 homers and 68 runs batted in. Jerry from Vallejo checks in. He's got a question. Ray, with you being an old school player, not old, but an old school player, what is your feeling about a first base runner talking with the first baseman from the other team? On average, what do you think they talk about? Happens all the time.
Yeah, I think you, even in the so-called old school style of play, you always conversed with the runner for your first baseman.
See how the family's doing?
Yeah. Good personality. And I think back to when George Brett got his 3,000th hit in Anaheim. He was talking so much to the first baseman, got picked off. So, I mean, it can work to your advantage. You know, you're going to distract him. You get a base stealer. Let's say Rajay gets on, and you keep talking to him, and you talk in a kind of a whisper. And he keeps saying, what? And you have to keep moving closer back to the bag so you can decrease the lead.
Good call.
Of the speeder, runner at first. But you know, times have changed. But I think even the fraternization, as we have discussed before, was not common because umpires sat in the stands and fined you. You sent out a notice, and you're fined if you did talk to the opposition. And there are a lot of managers who disliked players talking to each other because they figured they had to go to quote war on the field. Yeah. And how are you going to take out somebody if you're real good friends and you're talking to them before the game? But all those things have changed. But the worst is whenever the visiting team comes out to stretch and you have one of the home players go over and sit down and talk to one of the visiting players while he's stretching.
Happens a lot.
It's gone a little bit too far.
Two and two to Rajay Davis. Rajay with a ground out and a strikeout so far. Fastball fouled straight back. Off the plate, and that's going to be a base hit. No chance to get Rajay Davis. So Rajay's aboard using that great speed. We'll see if he has a chat with Matt Laporta first.
Well, once this ball hit the ground, Rajay Davis was going to get a base hit. He is out of the batter's box so quickly, and it's just no way. Even if catcher, Morrison, had taken it himself. And the ball hit the plate and bounced up. See, they're talking a little bit. Rajay said, I got business to attend to. Rajay's...
I'm not going to be here long.
He's not going to be distracted. That's right. What did you say? I said goodbye.
Whatever
See
you
you
have
later.
to say to me, you better say it now. Because I'm thinking about going.
There's a quick pitch slide step by Masterson, and Rajay Davis looking to Todd Stevenson. Does Trick have a stopwatch? He's got a stopwatch, and he is timing the release point of the pitcher, getting rid of the ball. Coaching staff on the plane coming back from Arlington, Texas last night. Going through all the advanced scouting reports from Joe Sparks, and they had the time that Masterson takes to get rid of the ball. So they know going into the game what his release time is, and the catcher how well he throws. We'll see how he works.
Davis goes, not in time. Got a great jump, and he has stolen base number 39.
You know, it was great for Rajay. Saw Masterson when he went to the Red Sox, and that's a slide step. Got rid of it, but he has the arm, the long arm in the release, and of course that slows him down. So what he did with his feet helped, but with the long arm and letting him go to the plate, that slowed it down for Masterson. But what Rajay did, he saw the move of Masterson to the plate. Then he also drew a throw to first base. So he got a chance to see within 2 pitches or before the second pitch, he's moved to the plate, moved to first, and then he could determine if he's going to get a good enough jump to take off and do it, and he did.
3-0 to Ryan Sweeney. Sweeney, an RBI ground out in the first. He walked and scored in the third.
I don't think he looked back this time, did he? His eyes are concentrating on the bat at second base.
And the 3-0 pitch is inside and low, and it's another walk. 4 walks issued by Masterson. So 2 on, 2 out for the A's, and Kurt Suzuki will hit.
Kurt Suzuki.
Suzanne in Yuba City has a question. Welcome back to Oakland. Hope you guys have some dibs waiting for you. And we do. Any word about signing Adam Kennedy and Rajay Davis for next season and beyond? Well, there's really 2 different situations. Rajay Kennedy. Wow. That would be an interesting player, huh? Rajay Davis is not going anywhere. He isn't a free agent until I think after 2013. This is just his second year in the big leagues, if you add up all of his service time. So he's under the A's control.
Club control.
Oh, wow, exactly. Yeah. Adam Kennedy, a different story because he is a free agent at the end of the year. He's been very good for the Athletics.
What he has done, which is, well, he's done a lot of things, but to step in as a leadoff hitter, something the A's have been looking for last couple of years, to find a steady leadoff hitter, and Adam Kennedy has been perfect in that spot. And with Rajay hitting behind him, very versatile. Played a decent third base after starting no games at third before this year when Mark Ellis came back. Make sure you ask him. He'll play the outfield, play anywhere.
So we hope. Adam Kennedy is back. But you got to factor in as well, he's had a good enough year. Other teams have seen him play as well, and if you get other teams in the mix, who knows? Three and 2 now to Kurt Suzuki. With 2 outs, the runners will be taking off. Kurt Suzuki, a 3-run homer in the third. Long look by Masterson. Swing and a miss. So Suzuki strikes out, and the A's do not score, and they strand a pair. Fifth inning coming up. A's 5, Indians nothing.
Tomorrow the A's continue this 4-game set with the Cleveland Indians. Game time 7:05. Stick around afterwards for the post-game fireworks show brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Get tickets online, oaklandathletics.com, or call 877-493-BALL. Talking to Steve Finelli. Good crowd expected, but still tickets available for tomorrow night's final fireworks show of the 2009 season. And as always, get a chance to come out, and I'm sure those young ladies, young girls be out on the field. They section off the infield grass area, and fans can get down on the field, out in the outfield, and bring a blanket, watch the fireworks, and not worry about school. No school on Saturday. Maybe some soccer games or some baseball games, something going on. But Friday night fireworks here tomorrow night against the Cleveland Indians. Game time 7:05, following the post-game fireworks show, and always great here at the Coliseum.
Lou Marson, Trevor Crow, and Michael Brantley against Clayton Mortensen. Just one hit against Mortensen so far. That was a Lou Marson infield single in the second inning.
Half of his outs on ground balls, strikeouts, and a little bit better control now. Although that one elevated a little bit too much.
Lou Marson with the base hit. So that'll bring up Trevor Crow.
Ball coming in about belt high.
Number
and not
26,
much sinking action.
Trevor Crow.
Let's see. Cliff Pennington diving for that ball. You wouldn't think you'd see an infielder diving for a ball that far, but Pennington has the type of arm. He can get up and throw out a hitter because of his cannon.
First pitch to Crow is a bit outside. John in Folsom has a question. During the All Access telecast, you guys showed your $10 million broadcast truck. Do the other teams that come in and their broadcasting crew use the same truck? No, they don't. Line drive, right field, and that's a base hit that's going to get by Cust. Marson headed for third, and they're going to wave him home. He will score. Crow to third, and he is safe with an RBI triple. And the Indians are on the board. So Trevor Crow gets his 13th RBI of the year with the triple.
Now the ball that was elevated. First 4 innings, those pitches were down. 3 ground ball offs the last inning, but he's elevated a couple of pitches, and 2 balls hit very hard. Crow taking the wide turn, but
Number 23.
picked up Michael Skinner at third base and an easy triple.
So top of the order and Michael Brantley.
Invisible is up. Throw that throws the invisible. Brad Kilby.
We love the invisible. There's a strike to Brantley. But to answer the question, John, about what do the other teams do when they come into televising game at the Coliseum, they have their own broadcast truck as well. They, in the off season, they set it up. There's a company that has these big TV trucks. You would pay for the use of the truck. Bounced over the head of the pitcher Mortensen. Ellis will throw out Brantley, but Crow comes in to score, and it's 5-2.
See what Delaire said?
What?
No food is allowed in the $10 million truck.
We wouldn't last, would we, Ray?
Number 11, Jamie Carroll.
Well, the last thing you want is to dump a dib or a cup of Pepsi.
But they have an air conditioning in there because you have to keep all the equipment cold. So you wouldn't have to worry about the dibs melting.
That's a good call. If you walked in the TV truck, you would notice that it's cold in there.
But you might explain a shared feed.
Yeah, you could do that.
I mean,
do that. Sometimes on the road. In our case, we may be on the road. Our guys, producer, director, graphics, will actually be in the same truck as the home team. Kind of have a little spot in the truck where we can actually do our production from there.
I just mentioned it's a bigger truck.
It's a bigger truck because you have a little bit more going on. You really have two shows coming out of that truck. It's called a dual feed, and that does happen quite often.
You probably, in that case, would use the same camera people for both shows. Is that how it works? Right, Marty? Okay. So you don't have as many, Delaire. You have certain cameras that you can use, but exclusively. But there's nothing better than having our own show.
Yeah,
our own camera people, our own producer, director, graphics.
Yeah, I agree.
In high definition.
In high definition. In our $10 million broadcast truck downstairs.
There they are. The best.
Got a great crew, no question about it.
The eyes behind Marty. Look at that. Why three?
Where's Raymond?
Oh, Raymond. Buddy, where are you?
I almost feel like Raymond is part of our crew, even though he's a security guard here at the Coliseum.
Well, he's always standing. See a couple of guys leaning, talking about baseball. We're going to show who's there. And Raymond will.
Line drive, base hit by Chu.
I think Raymond has an appearance clause in his contract.
Well, you ever seen Penn and Teller, the comedians, where one guy talks and then the other guy doesn't say anything ever?
Yeah. Number 2,
but he's still a big star. It's kind of like Raymond. He doesn't say anything, but he's a big star.
Because he's just making sure he's standing. I think he's maybe on a box or something, so he's taller than everybody.
He's a little tired. He probably worked the Raider game. Johnny Peralta swings and misses at a changeup. 3 hits in the inning for the Indians. They've scored a couple of runs.
Well, as we've always said, innings 1, 5, and 9 most critical for a starting pitcher. 1 to get started, 5 you have to pitch to qualify for the win.
Just a bit inside.
Case of Kevin Millwood in his next start. He doesn't care about anyone except 13 outs. And that kicks in his contract for next year.
Peralta holds that bat high above his head. Got a question from Daniel in Concord. Hey, Ray and Glenn, what kind of food do you have in the booth with you right now? Well, we got some dibs, which were brought up to us, and we got a plate full of cookies from the cookie lady, which is just an automatic. She makes the great cookies. Ray has a cup of fruit.
From Brian down in the clubhouse, some grapes.
Grapes. Peralta broken bat. Pennington, quick throw, flips it a little bit high, but no problem. Peralta is retired. We'll talk about the food in the booth when we come back. Indians get a pair in the top of the fifth. Day in September. Visit cashcreek.com for details. 5-2, the A's over the Indians. Bottom of the fifth inning from the Coliseum. Loaded up that dog a little bit. Those are the good seats down there, huh? How are our umpires doing? Wait a minute, are the umpires drinking beer? Watch our two umpires right behind home plate.
Remember,
taking an inning off.
Remember, that's the all-you-can-eat section.
There they are.
They've got their look at the caps.
I'm serious. They are
MLB
right
logo.
on target.
They got the numbers on their uniforms. Hey, how about the MLB logo? 40 years.
Yeah.
The anniversary.
And a soft line drive right back to the pitcher, and it is a new pitcher. It's Jensen Lewis who grabs it.
No smile from his catcher because a ball that comes back that slowly, the reaction, you're accustomed to one a little bit harder coming back, and kind of flinched a little bit and realized better put the glove up, otherwise might be a base hit.
41st appearance for Jensen Lewis. So Justin Masterson, 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So the walks maybe hurt him the most outside of the Suzuki home run. We're answering questions from our viewers. We also got a question from one of the A's players. Ryan Sweeney checking in. He wants to know, why do you talk about candy and food so much during the game?
Because we get hungry.
Are we getting a bad rap about this food thing?
We get hungry, and the only way we can maybe get somebody to have sympathy and bring us some food. And it's working.
It's working.
Thank you, Rhino. All you have to do is wait till the game is over and you go to the clubhouse and you can have anything you want. So much food. Steve Lucinich, Brian Davis, they provide so much. Dibs, cookies, tea, grapes, cookies. Jason does a good job. Goes down, brings tea up.
And the cookie lady who brings us the cookies, she always writes a little note, which is great. She brought us nice, dark chocolate chip cookies. Swing and a miss by Cust for the second out. But the note is, Ray, I'm bringing white chocolate macadamia cookies on Monday.
Good.
We'll be here. She knows where to find us. 2 outs.
You better open it. Marty keeps hovering over your left shoulder looking for some cookies. He doesn't care what the note says.
No.
Just it says "and friends," which he considers himself a friend.
Marty's the kind of guy that went in the other kids' lunch pails in grade school. Just took whatever he wanted.
VI never eats anything.
It's amazing. 0-1 to Mark Ellis, who has a strikeout and a single. And this one is going to be caught by Chu. Thought it was going to drop, but Chu made a nice play, got a good jump, and takes a hit away for Mark Ellis. Jensen Lewis has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We're headed to the 6th. It's 5-2 A's.
Jackson of the Angels hit home run number 500 against an empty stadium. Bud Black then the Kansas City Royals with the only run for the Angels. Bud Black and the Royals won by a score of 10-1, but Bud Black sporting a mustache. And Reggie Jackson, 1984, home run number 500. And I want to say 563 is what he finished with.
I think so, yeah.
And, of course, Mr. October in the Hall of Fame. And that was the old stadium. You got a chance to see the old Angel Stadium before it was imploded, and now it looks very nice. In fact, the All-Star game will be there next year. Mr. October, wearing number 9 for the A's, 44 for the Yankees.
Brad Kilby off to a good start in the big leagues for the A's. He's yet to give up a run. 7 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. Hit hard. Kennedy on the backhand drops it, picks it up. The throw in time to get Hafner. And we're going to have an argument. C.B. Bucknor called Hafner out. And from our view up here, he looked safe.
Sure did.
We'll know in a minute.
Travis Hafner running quite well. The ball dropped by Adam Kennedy and took a little extra time. And The throw, a lot closer than it looked in real speed.
Very close.
It's almost kind of the tie.
Now batting, number 7.
So Hafner's
Matt
out.
Laporta.
I think Travis Hafner running a little bit faster than I think that what the guys thought.
So Matt Laporta steps in. A little bit inside to Laporta, who walked in the second and grounded to short in the fourth. The box says that baby caught the inside corner. Pitch Vex.
Huh. It's 0-2.
Should be.
Wow.
Although, according to some bullet points on Pitch Vex, it's accurate to within 1 inch, which is 1/3 of the baseball. So there's a gray area.
Yeah, about 1/3 of a baseball gray area. And those has been splitting the little box from baseball.
So it's still a strike, is what you're saying.
Or a ball.
High to center field, playable for Rajai Davis. He's under it, and that's the second out.
Number 1, Luis Valbuena.
Oh, when your starter goes, yeah, look at the flags. How about that? Talk about a calm night. Flags blowing straight down. But when your starter goes 5, you need that 6-7 bridge to get your setup and closer. And Kilby, it's like he could be one of those guys that could do that. Face the lefties, righties, and he's getting an opportunity. Northern California native and very happy to be playing in the green and gold.
1-1 to Luis Valbuena. Popped up left side of the diamond. Adam Kennedy is in fair territory, and he's got it, and a good inning for Brad Kilby. So we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Barton, Pennington, and Kennedy. 5-2, the A's with the lead over the Indians, bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch to Derek Barton is a strike. Barton, a fly ball to left field and a ground ball to second base. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Vicky K in Sacramento has a question. Ray, you'll like this one. It's actually directed to me, but I think you'll like it. Hey, Glenn, what do you do when the A's are not on TV? I know Ray does radio, but what will you be doing this Saturday? It's a fair question.
Glenn, what will you be doing this Saturday?
Well, I can tell you this. Strike 3 call to Derek Barton, so that's the first down. Because, as you know, Ray, we're gone a lot. So I have 2 young children under the age of 5. So when I'm home, I try to help the wife out a little. But I can't tell you this, from 11 to 1 on Saturday, I'll be at Chuck E. Cheese because my 5-year-old has a birthday party to go to.
It's not his birthday then,
I was told that I'm taking him.
So
no, it's somebody else's. So you get in the car at 1, driving home, you turn the game on.
So it's that list called Honeydew.
That's right.
The Honeydew on Saturday is you drive Jack to the birthday party.
That's right. That's all right. It'll be fun. Ray will slide over one booth. Marty Lurie's in your seat right now.
Must be food in the booth with Marty Lurie's there.
I'm surprised Marty hasn't made his way over here.
Inside Baseball with Marty Lurie, KTRB.
Pennington drives one, center field. Brantley's not going to get it, goes by him. Pennington heads to second. He's not going to stop there. He will go to third, and Pennington will have a stand-up triple.
Well, his first came in Arlington, Texas, against Neftali Fleas. But this one I think fooled Brantley center field. Fastball a little bit away, but hooked it, and the ball just kept hooking. And Brantley couldn't come up with it, and posted the ball in front of Cliff Pennington. Looked like the ball just kept hooking, and got a little bit of extra pop on it. And again, Jim Scanlon talking about Cliff Pennington tonight. Now, he has been pleased with not only his play at shortstop and line drive hitting, but also 4 home runs. He's shown some extra power, and that showed it there. I think the outfield play a little bit shallow, and then all of a sudden they get burnt.
So Adam Kennedy, another chance. Kennedy, a big night, 2 for 3, 2 doubles. Couple of runs scored and an RBI. Two and 0. Five to 2. The A's trying to add on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Shallow center. Infielders going out. Center fielder coming in, and it's caught by Valbuena, and he spins around and fires it back in. Terrific play by the shortstop, Luis Valbuena. The infield was in, so he had an even longer way to go, and Brantley, the center fielder, was not going to get it.
Boy, that is a great catch. Anytime the back's to the infield, determining how far you run and then extend the glove, watch the ball into the glove, and immediately turn around to see what Cliff Pennington was going to be doing, and he was halfway. Anytime the ball is hit that shallow, you cannot assume it's going to be dropped, or if it is dropped, you want to make sure you score. It could definitely not tag up on the ball because it was too shallow. But that was a great play by Valbuena. That's why he's number 1. So a rare time that Adam Kennedy did not get a runner in from third in less than 2 outs. How about that one? Right in the heart of the play. It's the first one we've seen tonight.
Hey, even our guys behind home plate, the 2 umpires, They would have got that one right.
Say the baseballs might be a little bit blurred for those guys by now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
they're
doing a few things in between innings that umpires should not be doing.
Well, those seats, and it's all you can eat down there with the diamond level and beverages of choice and food. And
they're making it look like it's all you can drink. Just off the plate, 1-2 to Davis.
Oh, you see the umpires behind the diamond level take off their mask.
And what did it tell you?
So where are we going tomorrow? Which game tomorrow?
Swing and a miss. So Jensen Lewis works his way out of the jam. He gets a little help from the shortstop, Luis Valbuena. 7th inning coming up. A's 5, Indians 2. Area. We'll have all the highlights from our game here at the Coliseum. Andre Ward is going to be in studio. Of course, the Raiders and the 49ers getting all set for week 2 of the NFL. Mindy Bach and Dave Benz will be at the desk. Sportsnet Central tonight, 10:30. Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
And only 3 more weekends of baseball in September, and the stretch drives for OC is fortunate to be in contention. Always a good time of the year, the nervous time, if you will.
A light schedule in the American League.
Number 30, Lou Marson.
Craig Breslow comes in. Brad Kilby, 1 inning of work, all zeros. And here's Breslow, 71st appearance. He'll face Lou Marson, Trevor Crow, and Michael Brantley.
Well, that's a career high for Breslow, but he wants to lead the league in appearances.
Marson swings at the first pitch. So the changes, Hairston in left, Sweeney moves over to right, and Jack Cust is out of the game. Marson on the swing, and it's 0-2. Marson is 2 for 2. A couple of singles and a run scored.
Again,
He went after that one. No, says C.B. Bucknell.
who called the previous one?
Home plate umpire. Just a bit hot. Breslow reaches out and grabs it. And that's the first down. So Trevor Crow will step in.
Now batting, number 26.
The Tigers lost again today.
Crow.
The Royals beat them 9-2. So the Royals take 2 out of 3 from Detroit. The Twins did not play today, so they pick up a half game. They are 4 back. Twins are 4 back of Detroit. And of course, those 2 teams will play tomorrow night in Minneapolis. So a 3-game weekend series between the Tigers and the Twins. Those 2 teams have 7 games left against each other. So that race is not over. Good changeup from Breslow.
That's right. It's a tough loss for the White Sox, having a 3-2 lead in the 9th inning.
So the White Sox stay 6.5 back in the Central. Angels won 4-3 at Fenway Park. Texas did not play, so the Angels 6.5 game lead now in the West over Texas.
And they go head to head this weekend.
To left field, Hairston is there, and that's the second out.
Had a conversation with Jim Scanlon, the A's hitting coach, regarding his job last year with the Brewers when they went down the stretch, and of course ended up going to postseason for the first time since '82. And some of the coaches with the Rangers said we're talking to him, and because the Rangers in that uncharted territory this year, having success and taking it down the stretch, and how you deal with the players. And as Jim was successful last year, as where the Brewers going to postseason, maybe a little bit more difficult for the Rangers. They are sputtering for sure.
So the Red Sox lost that game. So the Rangers actually pick up a half game in the wild card. They're 6 back in that wild card race. So they got a lot of work to do. Pennington has a shoot under his glove, and Brantley's at one. That'll be a base hit.
That would have been an interesting play had Pennington come up with it because of his arm and speed of Brantley, who got down the line very quickly.
Number 11.
Just kind of slapped the ball and out of the box from the left side, but I'd like to see Pennington have a chance to throw him out.
So hit number 5 for the Indians in the ball game. The A's pull it off. Yes, they can. Brantley's out. So he was taken off on the play. Breslow went to first, and the A's executed it. And it's a caught stealing and nothing for the Indians in the 7th. And score on Ryan Sweeney's RBI ground out. And then Kennedy in the third, an RBI double. But there was another big hit to be had in this third inning by the Athletics. And there it is. Kurt Suzuki, a 3-run homer, his 13th of the year. He now has 78 runs batted in. So the A's scored 4 times in the third inning. 2-5-0 for Cleveland, 5-7-0 for the Athletics. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Bottom of the 7th inning. Sweeney's going to lead it off, followed by Suzuki and Powell. New pitcher for the Indians, Mike Gosling. Gosling to college at Stanford.
Well, beats one of the 29 players with a degree, college degree. 29 Major League Baseball.
Probably does. Very high, center field. Brantley gets back. He's got it, and that's the first out. So Sweeney 0 for 2 with a couple of walks and an RBI. And that'll bring up Kurt Suzuki. You just saw the 3-run homer by Suzuki in the third.
Suzuki.
Dan Villanueva in Dixon, California has a question for Ray. When you played, what player did not mind getting plunked? And who got the maddest when they were hit?
Wow. Well, Don Baylor, probably period of time when I was playing, got hit the most. Matter of fact, he had the record until Craig Biggio broke it, which is kind of a dubious.
Yeah.
Ron Hunt, also before Don Baylor. But I would think that the difference, you could tell if it's accidental. You could definitely tell if it's intentional. So I think the answer, as far as who didn't like to get hit, is everybody who thought they were being thrown at intentionally. Nobody liked to get hit, especially a pitcher throwing up around the head. Even Don Baylor, who was hit many, many times and had the record for so long, said, I don't care if you hit me, but don't throw up above the shoulders, because that would make him angry. He was big. He was big, and you never wanted Don to get angry with you as a pitcher.
There's the 3-1 pitch that's inside. So Suzuki with a 1-out walk here in the 7th.
Well, we have seen so often in recent baseball with so many players diving into the ball. Right-handed hitter diving towards the right side, which means that if the ball comes inside, it may be off the plate, but because they're diving, it gives the impression that it's close or might hit them, but in a sense, they're kind of causing some of the hit patterns because they are diving into the ball.
Landon Powell, a couple of strikeouts, and then kind of a soft line drive back to the pitcher, get jammed a little bit. Kat Oakley has a question. She says, hey, you guys are funny and fun to listen to, which we appreciate. Question is for Ray. Between the time you had your successful career in baseball, as Powell bounces one, and we'll finish that question.
Oh, that's right.
No, we won't. He missed it.
That's great. That's the phantom tag, and the second base umpire, Mike Everett, saw it.
Suzuki did a nice job, and the A's get a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, Jamie Carroll tagged Suzuki, but he had the ball in one hand, the glove didn't have the ball. And watch this play. Suzuki stops and watch the tag. Ball's in the right hand, the glove.
Missed him anyway.
He missed him. And so Suzuki on the return got it in the left hand, though. That's not so good. But a great job of avoiding the tag. It would have been a moot point anyway because he didn't have the ball in his glove. But Suzuki got hit with the ball on his left hand, and I'm sure that didn't feel well. So, Larry, get some more ice.
We're going to have a pitching change with Scott Hairston coming up, and we'll finish our question from Kat and Oakley when we come back. set to take his first at bat in the game, and he will face Jose Barris, the right-hander. So Gosling goes 2/3 of an inning with a walk. Barris comes in. Came over in a trade from the Yankees. Actually had a pretty decent year with the Yankees last year. Not the same numbers this year.
Number 12.
So here's the question again from Cat in Oakley. This is for Ray. Between the time you had your successful career in baseball and now, considering all the changes that have been made to baseball throughout the years, is there any period you would have rather played in than the period that you did play?
No, absolutely not. No, I enjoyed every minute of it. It was a time when times were different. There's no doubt. I mean, in so many respects, and I don't think anybody would change, even players that played before the players in my era. Think back to, I mean, you think of the Hall of Famers and the salary structure today compared to what those players would have been making. Mays and Mantle and Musial and Aaron, on and on and on, and it just. But it was at a time, and I remember in the All-Star game with the president of the American League coming in and saying, "This game's important, guys."
Yeah.
And this was before the game determined home field advantage of the World Series, and that's when there was an American League and a National League president and the commissioner. But now it's Major League Baseball, and the commissioner controls everything. But I mean, there was a time when you kind of played the game, and you played to win. You played hard, and what you did this year determined your contract for next year.
Well, that may be the biggest difference right there, right?
That is the biggest. There's no doubt.
Michael Ward starts to throw for the A's.
Well, interesting. Brad Ziegler was up. He was throwing in this inning.
Grounded to short. Valbuena has it. Across the diamond. Side retired. A's do not score. We're headed to the 8th inning at the Coliseum. A's 5, Indians 2. Sportsnet California is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. 8th inning at the Coliseum. The A's are looking for their 4th win in a row. They're also looking for their 9th win in the last 11 games. Jamie Carroll to lead it off. Breslow had a 3-up, 3-down. I take that back. He only faced 3 hitters in the 7th inning. He gave up a single to Brantley, but then Brantley was caught stealing. Carroll 0 for 3. Jeff in San Leandro has a question. Hey, guys, what's the deal with the two dorky wannabe umpires sitting behind home plate? Well, Jeff, they're just having a good time. As Ray mentioned earlier, they're traveling all around to the different stadiums. They're making a pretty good effort. They're just having fun.
I think it's a little harder for them in the 8th inning to put up the fingers and get the correct count. I don't know. The umpires would use an indicator to keep track. At least most umpires do. I've known some that would not. They'd go by the school board. I don't know that those umpires, numbers 5 and 6, have the indicator behind in the diamond level.
So you get 3 home plate umpires.
I'd like to see a called third strike and see what kind of a move they have. See if one of them has a Jim Joyce call, where you hear the loud booming strike call.
Carroll shoots on the right. Sweeney's there, and that's 1 out. All right, let's get to some more of our emails. Ray, when you were younger, who influenced you to be a catcher? We talked about it the other night. You said you started when you were 8.
Because the catcher didn't show up. I was a shortstop, and coach said, "Uh-oh, catcher didn't show up. Who wants to do it?" And I volunteered.
Good move.
Best move I ever made. Yeah. But the one former catching coach he had with Cleveland is also the third base coach, Del Rice. He was outstanding. Learned a lot from him, and some good catchers in the past who knew what and how to teach catching. Learned a lot from him. But I wonder what would happen if that one day the catcher had not shown up.
You don't think you could have made it as a shortstop?
Let's put it this way. I enjoyed catching. It was a very good position, and figured that a catcher's involved in every play.
1-2 to Shin Soo Choo. And that hit him. So Chu has been aboard 3 times tonight with a walk, a single, and now hit by a pitch.
Tried to go outside, and Breslow left it inside. Right forearm.
Bob Guerin's coming out. We're going to have a pitching change. Michael Wirtz coming in to face Johnny Peralta. 1 out here in the 8th. The A's with a 3-run lead.
number, call 877-493-BALL. Final fireworks show of the season here tomorrow night following the Cleveland Indians game.
Michael Wirtz comes in, the first pitch in the dirt, and that's going to allow Chu to go to second.
And the slider, the hard slider, spun to the ground. Michael Wirtz, 91 strikeouts, leading the relievers. And yes, what you said in Texas is exactly right. You said after last night, 100 strikeouts would be outstanding. Great accomplishment for a reliever.
2-0 to Peralta. Peralta is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice. He struck out.
It's been since July since the A's and the Indians have played, but no doubt the Indians remember Michael Wirtz and the slider that looks so much like a split finger fastball. So for Peralta in this at bat, that's laid off 3 of them.
Fastball in Anthony's. 3-1. Travis Hafner is in the on deck circle, so this is the guy you want to get. After Hafner, it would be Matt Laporta. Just a bit high, and now Hafner's going to come up. Big, powerful hitter, and he's going to be the tying run.
Number 48, Travis Hafner.
So Chu at second, Peralta at first. Hafner tonight, a walk into second, a ground out to first in the fourth, and a ground out to third in the sixth.
Pennington coming in. He wants to find out from Michael Wirtz maybe the sign that he's using with the runner at second, and also for Kurt Suzuki to go through the sign with 2 runners on. If both should happen to break, where is he going to throw?
First pitch to Hafner is in around the knees for a strike. Hafner with 15 home runs and 42 runs batted in. Lays off that one. So a slider for a strike, and then a slider down, 1-1. Outfielders deep, and Rajay Davis just shaded a couple steps toward left center field. Strike outside corner, 1-2.
Maybe. Is that off by what? Would you say an inch?
An inch.
So
which is a third of a baseball.
Maybe just caught the corner.
Pitch Vex tells us maybe just a little out. One and 2 to Hafner. He hits it hard, but fouled on the first baseline. Wirtz is going to go for a little walk behind the mound.
The way the Indians' 2 hitters so far taking the slider is almost like if they see anything that looks like the slider, they're going to take it. So Michael Wirtz, 2 pitches to Hafner have been called strikes.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Make it number 92. A hard slider and great spin. Said after last night's game that he thought he was doing something, and just the way he was holding the baseball and maybe too far down in the fingers instead of on the tips, getting a better, sharper break. And you've seen it, especially after, how effective the slider was to him. A big strikeout.
Matt Laporta steps in. A walk, a ground out, and a fly ball to center field for Laporta. 0 for 2. He's got 6 home runs. In there for a strike. Chu is at second and Peralta at first. Swing and a miss. No chance on that one by Laporta, and it's 0-2.
And if you're a hitter, and Laporta is the type of hitter, has not seen Michael Wirtz, he's going to swing it. There it looks like a fastball and just keeps breaking away. And Garrett Shelton, the hitting coach of the Indians, could talk all he wants, and he knows that he has seen the slider and how tough it is for the hitters to pick it up, especially when it ends up looking like a splitter.
Lays off that one in the dirt, blocked by Suzuki. 1-2. Both bullpens are quiet.
Got it towards the end of his fingers.
Double checking, make sure they're on the same page, Wirtz and Suzuki.
No reason to try to sneak a fastball by. Try to get him to chase another slider.
And there it is, and it just missed off the plate. Pitch Facts tells us indeed. Close pitch.
That was a chase, trying to get him to chase a pitch out of the strike zone. He could start a little bit closer to the middle of the outside corner and make it look more like a strike. His umpires 5 and 6 are on the edge of their seats, waiting to make the call.
Porta goes around and Wirtz gets the strikeout. Thank you very much. A couple of strikeouts for Wirtz in the top of the 8th. A's hanging on to their 5-2 lead, middle of the 8th.
good fastballs and good sinkers, good changeup. Had it working as he had 9 ground ball outs, and as we mentioned earlier, last 2 starts a total of 25 ground ball outs, so combined tonight 34, and his last 3 starts going to get a lot of outs. The ball on the ground, and he did that tonight, and needs 3 more outs to pick up his 2nd win in succession.
Mark Ellis will lead it off. Jose Barris back to the mound. Andrew Bailey starts to loosen up in the A's bullpen. It's like Bailey and Blevins.
Well, it's a 3-run lead, which is a save situation. Andrew Bailey has been in each of the last 2 games. A 5-run lead, a 4-run lead. Tonight, if it stays at 3, he will come in, and I think that Blevins would come in if the A's score additional runs.
Hey, Ray, you're going to like this email. Sophia in Fremont has a question. It seems you guys really are into good food. I think you will like my Cloud 9 cheesecake. How do I send some to you?
Oh, wow.
We got to figure that out. Cloud 9 cheesecake. It sounds good, that's for sure.
Well, if it comes to a game, make sure it's packed nicely, and if it needs to be refrigerated, put it on some dry ice maybe, and see Walona or Juanita, the A's reception, and they will make sure, either one who's working will make sure that it is delivered. So Juanita, Walona, you can call the A's at 510-638-4900, press 0.
There you go, Sophia.
That's which one is there, and they will make sure that we get it.
Cloud 9
So
cheesecake.
there is the answer to that question.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, please send along the recipe for ingredients on Cloud 9.
Mark Ellis grounds out for the first out here in the bottom of the
Sounds
8th.
great, though.
Sure does. Desiree in Crockett has a question. Glenn and Ray, I'm going to attend the game on Sunday, and I always hear you guys talking about Kinders. I was wondering, what is your favorite Kinders sandwich?
All of them.
That way I can buy a sandwich for the both of you for working so hard this season.
Barbecue chicken.
I'm just like just a barbecue beef sandwich. Just a basic barbecue beef sandwich.
Probably a barbecue beef and barbecue chicken. Maybe if it's kind of shredded,
awesome.
Either beef or chicken, and bring one of each, and we'll split them.
Yes, we will.
Marty, you here Sunday? Marty? He's begging already.
Yep.
Well, if we get Cloud 9 cheesecake, we get Kinder's barbecue. Chef Rodney makes an appearance.
It's going to be a good day. I'm looking forward to Sunday already. Want to know what a Barton hits one straight up, but it's going to be back into the seats. Natalie in Reno has a question. Are foul balls included in a pitcher's pitch count?
By all means.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. A souvenir, but definitely Carl Willis of the Indians, Kurt Young with the A's. Well, they have a clicker also that counts every pitch. Every time the pitcher throws the ball, regardless of where it ends up, you hear that click. That adds 1 more to the total.
Mike is sending us an email from Tallahassee, Florida. Who are the hot 3 A's pitchers back in the day? Zito, Hudson, and he forgot Mark Mulder.
Yeah, absolutely.
The big lefty.
Big 3. The A's got their newest big 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Got a few. Tallahassee, and there's Mark Mulder, number 20. I think Mark Mulder's going to surface somewhere in spring training.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think he's still living in Scottsdale, so might we see him in the A's camp?
Yeah, maybe. 3-1 to Barton. Swing and a miss. Daniel in Pleasanton, Daniel London, has a question. We've talked about this before. Dear Glenn and Ray, how many balls do you think the teams go through in each game?
I figure about 6 dozen.
6 dozen, I think, is what we decided on.
Now, Casey Chavez rubs up a whole bunch, has down in the bullpen. And Matt Weiss is on the visiting side. I don't think the umpires rub him up. That's a happy young man. He's gotten a Major League Baseball. He looks at it, sees Alan Selig's name on it, Commissioner of Baseball. Well, you went a long way for that. He'll have something at to share at school tomorrow.
Yes, he will. That's a good show and tell.
That's what it's called. It's been a while. Couldn't quite remember.
Barton with the 1-out walk. Got a great question here, Ray, from 10-year-old Ryan in Lafayette. I'm 10 years old and I watched the Ken Burns documentary on baseball, and it said that owners would resort to anything to draw fans to the park, even exploding scoreboards. Have you ever seen an exploding scoreboard?
Chicago. White Sox, yeah.
But it actually doesn't blow up.
No, it's just a fireworks. It's got the kind of the spinning wheel, but they every time. Matter of fact, they shoot off fireworks when they're introducing the starting lineup, and of course, anytime the home runs hit, and that was brought over to U.S. Cellular Field.
Sliding and out at second base is Derek Barton. Bob Garrett immediately out of the dugout. Second base umpire is Mike Everett.
Had to have gotten him on the head as he was sliding before his foot hit the bag. Did not look like it. Barton had a tremendous jump. Well, he kind of looked around Valbuena to see if the foot was on the bag, and it was up. Check the right foot.
Did he tag him? I guess maybe is the question.
Is, did he tag him? Is right. Got him on the back, and as Derek went into the slide on the left side, watch the right foot. It's up in the air, and if he tagged him there, he's out. And Mike Everett peeking around Valbuena, and looked like he got him. So ideally, if you're going to slide, have the foot go straight in and not up. Give that assist. Well, the catcher gets the assist, but real assist is Valbuena making a great tag on a throw.
Watch Everett. He wants to make sure everybody knows exactly what's going on. I don't know if that's completely necessary. 2-0 to Pennington.
You know why he was doing that? For the two guys behind the plate. I figure if this is an umpiring school tonight for the two guys, that's another case they're on the bases. They're both plate umpires tonight.
3-0 to Pennington, who has a triple and a walk tonight. That's in their first strike. There's a walk. So Barton had the walk. He was thrown out. And now Pennington a walk. 7 walks tonight by Indians pitchers.
Well, the kind of jump Barton got, Pennington probably will attempt to steal also.
Number 29, Adam Kennedy.
Kennedy looking for his third hit. There's a strike. Dennis Alvarez from Hayward checks in. Guys, I was just on the recent road trip to Chicago and Minnesota and had a great time. What is your favorite city and ballpark on the road? So far, mine has been Jacobs Field, which is now Progressive Field in Cleveland. That is a good choice. Beautiful ballpark. That is one of our favorite parks. Favorite city? Everybody's some different opinions on that. I would say mine is probably Chicago. It's a fun place to go. Food is great.
Well, you can combine a great old park and city in Boston, Fenway Park, and of course Boston, not a bad place.
Boston's good.
You like seafood?
Seattle is very popular, and we both like Seattle. Seattle ballpark is terrific.
We like seafood. We see food. We like it.
Chicago, the A's will go to Wrigley Field next year. The schedule was announced earlier this week, so that's exciting.
And if that fan went to Chicago and Minnesota, go next year and see the new stadium.
Yeah.
Target Field.
So the Dome for the last time. So 0-2 to Kennedy. Kennedy's RBI in the third, the 56th of the season for him. Here's a good question from Steve in San Francisco. I noticed that nearly all pro players' baseball caps fit really well. Mine never do. Do the clubs do anything to the caps issued to each player to make them fit better?
Yeah, they order the right size.
Size would be a good place to start. Strike 3 called, and Kennedy knew it. Here we go, 9th inning. The A's looking for their 4th win in a row, and they have a 5-2 lead. The closers coming in. Live well, be well, and thrive. Andrew Bailey comes in. It is a save situation for Bailey, so he will be looking for number 25 on the year. Faces Valbuena, Marson, and Crow. So Bailey's first pitch, Valbuena bluffs the butt, pulls the bat back, gets ready to swing, and takes a strike.
So the A's have won 67. Andrew Bailey has 24 saves and 6 wins.
Yeah.
So that's 30 of 67. So he's involved in, what, about 45% of the A's wins?
Sounds
impressive.
like Rookie of the Year to me.
Yep. That's a good point, Tommy answered. Dallaire, who asked that question? That was a question to us. When did he become closer? That's a good point too, because he was not the closer at the beginning of the season. Toronto's first trip, he got his first save.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Flew a fastball right by Valbuena. 1 out here in the 9th.
Again, Derek Shelton said, he's mentioned Michael Wirtz, and he also said Andrew Bailey. Didn't particularly want to see either one of them, but tonight with a 3-run lead,
Number 30,
you see both of them.
Marson.
It's the A's bullpen. Very impressive. Third in the major leagues and the American League with a home ERA.
Swing and a miss by Marson.
So May 8th, he got his first save. So the first 5 weeks, he was set up and a various number of different jobs out of the bullpen.
We had a pretty good idea early on, though, that he had the look. Foul back to the screen, so Bailey ahead in the count 1-2. That's not just rookie pitchers, folks. That's all relief pitchers in the American League. Second in strikeouts, second in opponent's batting average. Close pitch, 2-2.
That was a cutter, and surprisingly, Marson didn't offer at it. They thought it was strike 3. Who are you going to believe? Did I see some dibs down in front of them?
Sure. Driven right center field. Nobody's going to get it. One hops the wall. It's picked up by Sweeney, and Marson has a 1-out double. So Lou Marson is 3 for 4.
Fastball, and I think if we show our strike zone, little box, might be center cut also. This is Tommy Cam. That's too much to the plate. Zook set up on the outside. It got too much.
So Trevor Crow will hit, the 9th place hitter. Michael Brantley in the on-deck circle. Fastball just a bit high from Bailey.
A couple of left-handers that might get it to a strikeout situation and drop the curveball, something that he will throw. Seems like more to lefties than right-handers.
There's a strike, 1-1. So Mortensen went 5, Kilby 1 inning, Breslow an inning and a third, Wirtz 2/3 of an inning, and now Bailey. Swing and a miss, the big curveball, and Crow missed it, 1-2.
Well, this is something you just don't see from a closer. Out of the strike zone. Still looked too good not to swing at.
Strike 3 called right on the outside corner. Crow heads back to the dugout. 2 outs here in the 9th.
95 with a paint. On the outside corner, he dropped the curveball inside and then just painted the outside corner with a 95 heater, and the duo call. We actually had 3. You got to show that center field shot of the 3 umpires making the simultaneous call. That's the real ump. And but that center field shot showed all 3 umpires making the call at the same time. Most important, of course, Jerry Davis.
Here it is. Check out our guys.
Beautiful.
Strike to Brantley, 1-1. It's a good call too, right on the corner.
That's it.
You know what? If 3 umpires call it a strike, you can't even argue.
That's right.
Curve just a bit off the plate, 2-1.
I hope they show up tomorrow night, too.
Strike 2 called, 2-2. Well, they've given us a couple chuckles tonight. Bailey trying to wrap it up. A's trying to win 4 in a row. Bailey kicks the pitch. She's fouled back to the screen by Brantley. See, they got the ball. They got the ball bags and everything. See, look. They're there.
That's good.
Oh, man. Another 2-2 to Brantley. Strike 3 call right down the middle. And Bailey strikes out 3, gives up 1 hit, and he gets save number 25 on the season. So the A's continue to play good baseball. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 9 out of their last 11, and they take